Question 22. When compared with beta particles and gamma ray photons, alpha particles have the greatest. Now just to remind ourselves, beta particles are electrons, gamma ray photons are light particles, and we usually use this, and alpha particles are helium nuclei. They have got 2 protons, 2 neutrons, and they have a charge of 2+. So obviously we can see that they have a greater mass. They won't have greater penetrating power because they're very big. Their range in air will also be quite low, and their speed, well, nothing will go faster than a gamma ray because that's light. So A is the only one that's correct. 23. Which statement correctly describes the process of nuclear fusion? So I think we all know this. We have the joining of 2 small atoms. Atoms is not the right word. The splitting up, that's not correct. The joining together of 2 small nuclei to form a larger nucleus. This is correct. So it's the process of the nuclei inside the atom that join together. So 23C is correct. Going on to 24. The fraction of the world's energy consumption provided by nuclear energy is, now you just need to know this, it is C, between 2 and 20%. That is the nuclear power energy provided by nuclear power. 25. The burning of fossil fuels in power stations produces greenhouse gases. Another potentially environmental problem is, and this is B, the emissions can cause acid rain. The emissions, they don't destroy the ozone layer, those are the CFCs. The maximum efficiency is very low. It's low but not very low, and the energy density of the fields is low compared to renewable sources. That's not true, it's actually relatively high, so only B could be correct there. 26. In a nuclear power station, in order to increase the chance of a chain reaction, kinetic energy is removed from the neutrons, and this is actually correct. This is done by the moderator. Actually slows down the neutrons so that there can be more interaction between the neutrons and the nucleus of the particles that's trying to split. So that is the control rods. This is to actually slow down the reaction overall, to control the reaction. That's what your neutrons are absorbed. So it is definitely 26A. 27, we have the original source of electrical power produced by a wind generator is the sun's radiated energy. This is correct, because what happens is that the sun heats up the surface, especially the Earth's surface, and that causes air to go up, and then this causes air to come in to replace it. So it's the sun that is providing the overall energy for wind energy. So 27A. 28. The increasing temperature of a black body will have the following effect on its emission spectrum. So when we increase the temperature of a black body, now we're looking at the total power radiated and the peak wavelength of the radiation. Now we're going to look at this formula over here. So when we increase the temperature here, obviously our power increases, so we would definitely have that one or that one. But about the peak wavelength, we know that our wavelength, we use our formula Wien's law, where you have your temperature, your wavelength max is equal to your constant divided by your temperature. And in this case over here, so as your temperature increases, your K max, your lambda max, this must become smaller, so it actually will decrease. The peak wavelength decreases. A shorter wavelength leads to a higher temperature, so it's going to be 28A will be correct. And then 29, we have a natural process that could cause an increase in global warming is, and if we have a look at this, an increase in the radius of the Earth's orbit around the Sun, that would actually lead to a decrease because there would be less energy coming in from the Sun. An increase in the absorption of the carbon dioxide by seawater, that would also decrease the global warming. It would decrease the amount of greenhouse gases in. A drop in the mean sea level, this would cause there to be less water vapor in the air, and deforestation as a result of the natural ecosystem changes. If you have deforestation, you have less carbon dioxide fixing, you'll have more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and that will increase your greenhouse effect. So 29D is correct. And 30, what is the unit for the coefficient of volume expansion? It is per Kelvin. So